Hello everyone and welcome back to Voxel Tales. My name is Dan and this is episode 16 of our modded Minecraft series. So if you remember a couple of episodes back, we discovered that at some point since we built it, something has gone amiss with the zombie grinder. We fannied about trying to fix it, and in the end we put a sort of band-aid solution in place, and I said that I was going to design something better. Well, I have. So let's head on over there and fix it properly. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is get up on top of here. This is the tunnel leading to the bubble vator. Then we're going to pillar ourselves all the way up to the top of the shaft. And now we can... Ah! Oh! Oh! Good job, Dan. Should we try that again? As I was saying, we pillar all the way to the top of the bubble vator and drop shaft, and we start tearing it all down, because it doesn't work properly and we don't need it anymore. Oh, crap, we don't want to get blown off by the fan that made no difference, do we? Bye-bye, fan. Hopefully we can find a better use for you. Right, so I've brought some sand to fill up the shaft with so we don't end up with water everywhere. Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. Guess we just move on to plan B? For anyone wondering, plan B was just plan A, except covered in water. Well that kinda works. Ish. Ah, now it's dark and I did not plan a way down. Although if I just... and then ride this down... yes, slick as you like. I mean, I'll grant you, this hasn't been the tidiest or the most efficient demo job in the world. An utter shambles, some might say. But we got there in the end, and really, isn't that all that matters?
No.
Yeah, fair point. Anyway, with all that cleared out, we can start installing our new zombie killing system. We're going for full automation this time. Access hole here, and one here. And we can use those two blocks here and here to make access hole 3. Next, I dig out a space below the kill chamber for the drop collection system to go in. We'll have the main chute go in there, right below the zombies. So the plan is to use deployers holding weapons and set to attack mode to kill the zombies for us. Not sure why I got an achievement for that, I've used deployers before. So we set you to attack mode. There we go, now it's all punchy. I quickly popped back to the base to grab my goggle helmet, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I made a new pair. As you can see, since upgrading to Create 5.1, the goggles actually sit on my head now. Anyway, here deployer, have a great axe, and don't say I never give you anything. Now we poke you with the wrench so you're facing the right way, and Zombie Killer 1 in place. I then started running gearboxes and shafts around the kill chamber, and proceeded to set up the next deployer with an iron grate hammer. Ah, bomb clouds! As I did so, I remembered that the deployers all needed chutes below them. For some reason they collect dropped items and fill up, causing them to shut down completely until emptied. It was a pretty easy fix, I just had to move power distribution to being above instead of below. Of course this also meant that power from the windmill would need to be redirected, but it was nothing a couple of gearboxes couldn't fix. Once the final deployer and its gearbox were in, I could turn my attention to the collection system. But first I reactivated the spawner to make sure the zombies would actually die to the deployers. Some of you might have been thinking that this has been a waste of time because mobs don't drop experience unless the player kills them. Lucky for us we have the Enchantment Industry mod installed, which not only makes mobs drop the sweet experience, it also lets us collect it and store it. Like a bottle of enchanting, only on a much bigger scale. So I put in some conveyor belts, and a disenchanter to gather up the XP, a pump to move it, and a decent sized tank to store it in. Next we needed to deal with the drops, so I used a couple of encased chain drives and the fan from earlier to blow them up a chute and into a repositioned double chest. After tidying up, the only thing left to do was providing a way to get the experience back out of the tank, which was as simple as adding a pump and a hand crank. Now whenever we need experience, we can just come over here and have a shower. But right now it's dark and I'm going home before something kills me. The next day I went to check that nothing had broken and came home to find a pair of trader llamas on my doorstep. Hi. What are you doing here? Where's your owner? I had a quick scoot around the shed to see if the wandering trader was nearby, but didn't see him anywhere. Are you actually joking right now? This is not an abandoned trader animal sanctuary. Then I opened my door to find this. What the hell are you doing in my house?
Any purchases today, sir?
Dude, I'm gonna give you 1 minute to not be in my house.
So that's a no then?
Out! No, not on the chair. Out. Go. Shoo. Get. Honestly, the flaming nerve of some people. Anyway, we're not done for today. As reliable as it's been, we're not going to be able to keep tapping power from the Iron Farm's windmill forever. We're going to be needing a power plant, and over in the creative world I've put together just the thing, but rather than rebuild it myself here, I'm going to let the schematic cannon do the work for me. For that we need a schematic table, which is just smooth stone and slabs. Like that. And we'll obviously need the cannon itself, which is smooth stone, logs, iron blocks, and a dispenser. So I've saved the power plant as a schematic in the creative world, and we use the schematic table to load it into this one. Oh, you know, an empty schematic would probably help with that. There we go. We'll also need a clipboard. The schematic cannon can automatically generate a block list for us, which saves me copying it all down into a book. Dunyan rings. And there she blows! So first of all, we load the steam generator info into this empty schematic. Like so. But as you can see, if we try to load the schematic into the cannon, it will tell us that first we need to place the structure somewhere in the world. So, I've been giving this some thought, and I don't think the villagers would much appreciate me putting a power station right on their doorstep. So I'm thinking about putting it out over here. It's in the back out of the way, but it's close enough that I can easily run power to a substation closer to the middle of the village. Of course, the whole area is going to need tidying up first, so rather than bore you all with that, I'll bring you back in when it's ready. Cool? Cool. I lied. I'm popping back in mid-tidy to show you something, because I'm not impressed. Look at this nonsense. Cherries. Flippin' cherries. I paid good emeralds for a cherry sapling, and there's a cherry tree growing right in the village. Oh. Well, this cherry tree appears to have dropped oak saplings, so maybe I wasn't ripped off as hard as I thought. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. Back to work. Oh, I see. Are you driving now?
Yes.
Good to know. Alright, back for real this time, and let's just say that landscaping has occurred. I've expanded this area beside irises, and as you can see, we've got a nice smooth progression down to a flat area for building on. I may have gone overboard, but it expands quite a ways behind me here, so we have a ton of space to play with in future. So I guess all we need to do is place the schematic. I put it in a chest for safekeeping. Right, we just click to activate, and we get a bounding box showing the extreme dimensions of the structure, so we can visualize where it's gonna go. I guess here? Okay, now you can see what your structure will look like in place, but just like with Lightmatica, it's a ghost image. We can use the on-screen control options to reposition the structure. I'm going to shift it over a bit. Oh, not forward. The movement direction depends on which side you're looking at. Alright, I'm happy with that. Let's set up the cannon. Yeah, that looks good. Right, we'll set the cannon up right here. And we'll bring this chest over because we need to fill it with supplies. I brought these spare fluid tanks because I knew we needed them. Right, schematic in there. Clipboard in here. Out of gunpowder. Bugger. As I was saying, gunpowder in here. And the cannon has provided us with a convenient materials checklist. Again, I'm not going to make you sit through watching me gather materials, so I'll see you when I'm done. Alright, it's now bucketing it down with rain, but we should be ready to kick things off. Quick list check. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 items on the list. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 items in the chest. Good. So I guess we just set it off. Oh, and there she goes. And we can just sit back and watch it assemble the generator for us. Actually, I just want to check something. Normally, the blaze burners can't be fed lava directly, but the Create Additions mod adds a straw item that lets you do just that. I gave all the burners a straw in the creative world, but I just realised that the checklist didn't ask me to make any. I guess it's done that automagically for me. Thanks, schematic cannon. Right, sorry, crack on. Maybe while it's building, I'll put in the trenches for the infinite water sources. Is it done? No, but it has stopped. Not sure how, but it's out of fluid tanks. I guess I can't count. So what else is new? There we go. And now it's done. Okay, now the sun's out, we can finish putting in the trenches. Dump in water and... Actually, this is totally unacceptable. Just give me a second. There, much more like it. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. Right, let's get this thing cooking. I need to borrow that. And attach it around here. Because the idea is this thing is going to sustain itself. Right now, the tank is a good size, but there's no water and the inert blaze burners are barely putting out any heat. So in order to make the machine run itself, I need to kickstart it. I'll remove this before I pop a hand crank on here, because otherwise the crank would be overstressed. The pump beside it will start sucking water out of the infinite water source and start filling the tank very slowly. See, we have a tiny amount of water in there right now, but that's not good enough. So I disconnect this, add a shaft to turn this into an output, run shafts down, connect those together. Now when we crank it, the engine will start up, but not with enough power to sustain itself. We're missing the key ingredient, heat, and I know just where to get some. Lava acquired. We dump the lava into this drain, and now when we crank the system, the blaze burners get fed and the system starts spinning on its own. Then I put these two gears back in. And we end up with a level 9 boiler that is capable of sustaining itself. Of course, that bucket of lava isn't going to last forever, and eventually the system will run out, which means we need to provide a constant supply. And you know somewhere that's just chock-a-block with lava? The Nether. Oh, this is going to suck. Okay, let's get this done. First, we need to find some lava. Well, that was easy. Ah! Why am I on fire? You. Flaming hell dog. Literally. Okay, first we reproportion this nether portal so it matches the one on the other side. Beautiful. The next few minutes involved a lot of throwing buckets through the portal to see if they came back, and making sure our resident dipstick didn't eat them before they could go through. Eventually, though, I established which side of the portal the objects had to travel through to come out on the right side of the overworld. Of course it's in the opposite direction of the lava, because of course it is. Anyway, I eventually got this lava wheel powered belt system installed that could take buckets from one dimension to the other. Excellent! Now I just need to actually get lava over here. I installed a spout above the conveyor belt for filling the buckets, then ran a pipeline all the way over to the lava's edge. There I installed this hose pulley and cranked it down into the lava depths. Okay, so I put this pump in, making sure that it's going the right way. Connect her up with a couple of cogs and a gearbox, and use the wrench to make the pipes transparent so we can watch the lava flow. Watch the lava flow. Okay, it's not working. Turns out the pump wasn't close enough to the lava hose, so I installed one closer and... Oh yeah, now we got flow. Automated lava delivery system is go. Oh, there it is. Fresh lava just got dropped off. So there we go. A fully automated, self-sustaining level 9 boiler. That should keep us in stress units for a good while, and if needs be, we can expand it. And I think that's gonna do us for this one, guys. As always, if you made it to the end, then thank you so much for sticking with me. If you enjoyed the show, then consider subscribing and leaving us a cheeky like or a comment below. I've been Dan, this has been Voxel Tales, and until next time, be good. And if you can't be good, don't get caught. Bye, guys.